Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be carrying on the Forgotten series by talking about TF2's Forgotten Game Modes today. It's actually kind of cool that this is the first Forgotten series video we're doing in 2019, and I will definitely continue to make the same point in multiple other videos to come, so you've been warned. Really quickly, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's so much content coming that you're not going to want to miss, so you may as well just subscribe and be ready for it. The growth over the last few days has been absolutely mental, so I really hope we can carry on with that and push closer towards our 75k goal. And if you have subscribed in the last few days, thank you all so much for that. It's meant a lot and it's been an amazing start to the new year. Now with that long intro out of the way, let's get on to the video. So the first game mode I want to talk about is Arena, which is basically the original Battle Royale mode. Arena is actually a super cool game mode, but Valve kind of decided that they didn't want to do any more actual work on the mode and kind of left it to die. It's a massive shame actually, because it was a really fun mode to play. Granted, the last time I played it, I was awful at the game, didn't really know what I was doing, but I still found it really fun. And some of the maps they had for it were amazing, like they were really cool. I'd love to see the community do some more cool stuff with Arena mode. Maybe if they remade it onto community servers so we're not using Valve's one and it works a little bit better. I don't know. Just basically so we're not waiting for Valve to do anything with it, because I'm not even 100% sure that they know it's still in the game, because nothing's been done with it for years. At least that I know of. Next up we have Special Delivery, one of the first game modes in this video that only has one map. Unless you count the other version of Doomsday, but I don't, so it's the same thing. It is once again a really cool game mode, and it was my favourite for a very long time as I was starting TF2. It's different to the regular TF2 we always play, and the map that exists for it is a really cool map. You'll probably start seeing me playing this map a little bit more in videos if I can ever get into a server for it. But I'm annoyed that there isn't more stuff for this game mode, because Special Delivery is really fun. Next up we have Pastime. This was a mode that when it first came out, people were very skeptical of it, but also kind of excited. It kind of sucked that people had trouble with it when it first came out, because I could see it being a really amazing mode, as it does have some really incredible potential with it. Imagine if they had everything in it running smoothly, with each class being able to do different skills to help the team. It would mean that you actually have a competitive kind of theme to it, and you actually have to think about what classes you pick and how to combat the enemy team with what they are choosing. I don't know, I feel like there is a lot that could be done with that mode, especially if Valve wanted to go a competitive route with it, or if the community wanted to go a competitive route with it, having each class do something different rather than having a bunch of power-ups around the map that you could use. I think there is a lot that could be done with this mode if it was made by any other company except Valve. Next up is Territorial Control, better known as TC Hydro, because again, it's the only map that exists for this mode. I haven't played this mode all that much, and I don't have that many memories of the time I have played it. All I kind of know is that I kind of wandered around confused, not really sure what was going on, where it was going, but I was having a decent time, I guess. Hydro is kind of a weird one as well. I'm not really sure I like it, but it's not awful. Some of the map doesn't make sense, and it's not always exactly clear where you're meant to be going, but I'm basically impartial to the map, impartial to the game mode. But I feel like if there was more maps for it and it was more clear what you were really meant to be doing and the control points didn't cap in a second, it would have been a bit better and it would have been a really cool mode. While I'm talking about all of these game modes, it's really weird to me that some of their best ideas that Valve have had, like Arena mode, like Special Delivery, like Pastime, if it was really good, like have been completely abandoned and got rid of, because if you just read what they're meant to be, they sound like really cool game modes, and when you play them a little bit when they're meant to be working, they are pretty cool game modes, but Valve just doesn't really either care about them, doesn't have time to work on them, or don't remember they exist or are even in the game. Like some of their best game modes on here that are completely different and would make the game really fresh if they got added in properly and made properly. It's kind of sad that they're just like left to be forgotten, even though they are probably some of the best modes in the game. Obviously, not all of them are better than the game modes that are played the most, because there's a reason that they're played the most. But these would be a really nice mix-up to see played more often. I mean, I don't really enjoy Pastime that much as it is right now. But if they did more things to it and there was more to it, then yeah, I could see myself playing that a bit more. Special Delivery, like I said, was my favourite game mode when it first came, well, not when it first came out, when I first started playing, because I loved the map Doomsday. I thought it was an amazing map, and the whole concept of Special Delivery is really cool to me. I mean, it's basically capture the flag, you have to take it to a certain thing and hold it for a bit, but it's still quite cool. So now with that little rant out of the way, we finally have Robot Destruction. This mode completely bombed when it first came out. The map was released early with a bunch of textures not filled in. There weren't any instructions on how to play the mode, what you're meant to be doing, or where you're meant to go in the map whatsoever. Nobody really knew the objective. Enemies appeared out of nowhere while you're wandering around in some untextured corridor, hoping to try and find a way that lets you out. It's still a mode that I wanted to see do well, despite all of that. Because again, it was Valve being a little bit creative with what they were doing and trying something that was a little bit different. I know I was probably on the hate train for it when it first came out, but if they didn't release it that early on in the development process and kind of released it when it was finished, I feel like it could have been taken on so much better. I know the point of releasing something in early access is that it's not completely ready yet and there's still changes that have to be made. Valve released that a little bit too early. They jumped the gun a little bit on it, and it wasn't done enough to a point where it was completely playable, where people knew what they were doing, when everything was, you know, a little bit more fleshed out so people could understand what was going on. And I feel like that put a lot of players off the mode because nobody really wanted to play it because their past experience with it wasn't very good. I do feel like it's a bit better now. I think the map is fully textured. Last time I checked it, you know, there were some better versions of it and some people were playing it and enjoying it, but not enough people know about that to actually want to play it more than they do. I guess that kind of teaches a lesson to not release something that is in early access too early, else people probably aren't going to play it when it's fully finished because they're bad experiences with it. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave the video a like. And if you're new around here, like I said at the start, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Maybe even hit the notification bell so you're not missing out on the next couple of videos because they're going to be some pretty good ones. It takes you about 2 seconds to hit all of those buttons, but it means a massive amount to me that you do it. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Once again, I hope you did enjoy it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.